Well, hello good people, it's your boy Johny-J and welcome to one of my most favourite places on earth.
Today.
Can I get a decaf double shot flat white on almond, please? Yeah, it's okay. It still works. People say it doesn't work, it still works in the morning, okay? It still works. It's a little bit unusual. They've got me in the waiting bay and I'm the only customer. Hey, I'm happy to wait. I've got time. Appreciate that. Thanks a lot. Cheers. So yeah, hot, tastes like coffee. It's fine. It's totally fine. Well, good morning and hello. We are here, my favorite place on earth. And I just love this beach. It's just one of my favorite places to come. There's two massive headlands either side. Anyway, I'll show you when it gets a bit lighter, but a couple of things I'm seeing and hearing already by being here is the cloud cover is going to be around that 70 to 80%. So, and I can see it's probably about that now. There's some good gaps around where I can see stars up there. So that's a really positive thing, meaning there's a chance that we're going to get some light come through and light up the clouds this morning. So that's really, really positive. And the other thing I can hear, just listen to this. You hear that? That's the surf crashing behind me. So I think that there's going to be a nice bit of water movement as well this morning. So at the moment, it's just a bit of a waiting game to see what's going to go on with the light. And yeah, I'm just going to think about my coffee that I've had. Even though it was decaf, I still feel good. So I've just walked down to the southern end of the beach and you can see Tomaree Head is up over here and we've got these lovely rocks sticking out down here with awesome water movement. So I think I might try for a composition around here. You can see that water just rushing in there. Because there's so much water movement, I might have to shoot from up here somewhere on top of that rock, looking over these rocks and the movement. So over top of those rocks there, and then up to Tomaree Head at the end there. So anyway, still a waiting game. We'll have to see what happens with the light. What I'm doing, I'm just having a little look around, testing my composition just to see what it looks like from up here. It's always good to get your camera out off the tripod and try and pre-visualize what you think your composition is going to be. Yeah. I think this height is good too. It's giving good separation, you know, being up on the rock where I am, it's giving nice separation between these elements in the foreground and the water movement. All right, so we're all set up here, but unfortunately, we ended up getting a bit of a block of cloud out there. So it's about 5-10 minutes after sunrise now. So I've started taking a few shots and let me walk you through the composition anyway. So you can see here on the back of my camera, we've got Tomaree Head in the background looking really good. We've got our foreground here, we've got a few stepping stones, rocks all the way through to our focal point, which is Tomaree at the background there. And just focusing about a third into the scene now. And what I'm after, I think I like around 1/4 of a second. So I've just got it on my high-speed frame at the moment. I'm just taking several frames for that water movement there. And the cool thing is I'm probably going to actually be able to get everything all in one frame. So the dynamic range is pretty flat at the moment because we haven't got any sun side lighting our scene like we were hoping for. So there's not much of a dynamic range at the moment. So I'm being able to get everything all in one exposure. And unfortunately, as well, if you have a look out there, you can see what's happened is up here, you can see there's no clouds above Tomaree, so that's a bit of a bugger. So settings at the moment, I'm trying to get to that quarter, that fifth to a quarter of a second. I'm at F11, ISO 100, and just playing around here, trying to get the right water movement. The key to this shot now is to try and get as many photographs as I can of this water movement, just so I can either choose the ones I want, I can blend several together, and it just gives me plenty of options in post-processing, which is what's really important. I'm actually really like the water movement that isn't so erratic, so the smaller waves when they're coming in, or the bigger waves when they suck back out kind of looks really nice. Like this one, you wait till it sucks out and start shooting now, and you see you sort of get that suck out motion, and I kind of like that movement as well. If we play that back there, you can see something like that. That movement's not too bad. But I am liking the smaller waves where I see some of the sand and some of the waves washing in. Look at this little one, if this washes up now. And you can see, you start to get that bit of a fanning on the water, and I actually like that. So let's have a look. Let's zoom into this one here. Yeah, I'm liking that movement. That's at about a 6 now. You can see there's a good little bit of movement there. I'm really liking how that's looking. But you can see what the water's doing is just leaving a bit of sand there as well. So you're seeing some of the sand and the water movement. All right, check this one out. This is a really cool shot. If you have a look here, I'll just play that one back. I love that water movement. Look at that water movement there. It's just so cool. I'll just zoom in on that. That's the kind of thing I like. It's not too much water, and you just get this nice fanning of the water out at about a 1/6 of a second that was. Oh, loving those ones. Those ones are the bee's knees. I think that one of those is going to be my base shot, I think. Loving that, loving that. Here we go, here's our sun. We're about to get a bit of light here. This is looking amazing. I'm loving what's happening out there now. So you can see we're starting to get a bit of a light across our foreground now. And on the rocks particularly, adding a little bit more dimension. There's light on Tomaree now, which looks absolutely amazing. So I'm just going to get a few shots at that so I can blend in some of those rocks later on with that light on it, which I absolutely love. Oh, that is looking great. Loving that. I'm just taking a heap of shots now, getting the water movement. Oh, that light is just coming across the scene, looking absolutely amazing. Check out this one. This looks pretty cool. I'm liking this actually. Nice water movement there. Nice light. We may have even jagged it all in one shot, which would be quite amazing. Unfortunately, we've lost our clouds up the top of Tomaree, but hey, you can't have everything. All right, so I found this other composition here, which I really, really like. Let me talk you through what I'm seeing. So you can see we've got this big anchor rock here, we've got the headland, sunset over the back, plus the stepping stones rocks out the back as well. I've actually taken the shot, the sun's just gone behind a cloud, so I just took the shot before, and let me show you what I was looking at before. So you can see back here, that's a shot there for my sun there, where it's a bit underexposed, and then as you see, these are the water movement ones, but there's a really cool one back here. I mean, look at these ones with this water movement in the foreground. Even that's pretty cool, something different. I even like those ones there. So I think this one's going to be a really, really nice shot. Now the sun's up a bit, I've had to use an ND filter as well. So I've got an ND8 filter on the front now, just so I can still get that shutter speed around that 1/6, 1/5 that I'm really, really liking that water movement at. But I think this is going to be another cool composition that I really, really like. Pointing out towards the sun, we've got some real drama out there at the moment, which I'm really, really liking. So yeah, loving this composition. I think it's going to be another nice one to add. And to be honest, I think I prefer this one over the first one. But anyway, let me make that call back on the computer, because you just never know. All right, that's it for the fieldwork part of this video. Let's go back to the computer and I'll show you how I put this one together. Alright, so here we are. Here's our raw files that I finally chose, and
I tell you what, one thing that made a huge difference to this scene was that side light. I mean, if you have a look here, look how beautiful that light is hitting these rocks here, this little bank here. Tom Marie's even getting a little bit more light, and we've got a little bit of light in the foreground, and light really changed everything for this frame. The ones before were just flat and lifeless, while we still had some good textures. Yeah, nowhere near as dynamic without that light that we ended up getting. So here's the final photograph. I went for 4x5, and a little tip is I did some generative fill just to add a bit more room near this rock here. You can see that's the raw file, and that's what I ended up with, and I find it just looks a bit more pleasing. It's not as close to the edge, and it just looks a bit better, and I knew that was going to happen when I was in the field. I just couldn't get wide enough to get good space on this side and that side of the rock at 16mm. The other thing I did, you'll notice I've cropped the top way out of it, and that's why I went for that 4x5, because there was no clouds up there. It was very uneventful, and you can see we've got this lovely side light, so I did enhance that in Photoshop, painted it with a bit of light painting there, painting that light into the scene, which I think just adds that little bit of extra pop. And I also free transformed them. So one thing you'll fully see what happens with a wide angle lens, particularly at 16mm, it's worse in landscape orientation, but even in portrait orientation, if you've got hills or mountains or something in the background, it tends to squash them down a fair bit. So I free transformed, distorted it a little bit, just to make Tom Marie a bit more dominant in the frame as well. So I'm pretty happy with where that one ended up. Looked pretty good. And here is our second photograph, and you can see I decided just to use one photograph of these. This is the one that's about a stop under that was shot. You can see there's still plenty of dynamic range in the rocks there, and this is a good tip. It's really handy for you to know how far you can underexpose a scene and still get clean shadows with your camera. A simple test, just go out to a high dynamic range scene like this, which is a scene where you've got really bright highlights and really dark shadows, and just start to underexpose your scene by 1 stop, 1.5 stops, or 1 1/3 or 1 1/7, depending on how the increments are, 2 stops, and just see how far you can underexpose. And then when you get back in post, just zoom into a shadowed area, open up the shadows and see how clean they are. And you can see the shadows on this frame are still really clean. There's no noise there because everything was shot as 100 ISO as well. But a stop under, this camera can easily deal with that. So here's our final photograph here, and I really like this. So this was all done in Lightroom, this one. I went to Photoshop and did the cleanup of that little rock there. You can see, I just thought that was a little bit distracting down there, so I got rid of him. But other than that, this was all edited in Lightroom, and I'm really happy how this one turned out. Particularly, you got this anchor rock, stepping stones, diagonal lines out to our bright, beautiful sun that's already risen out there. So that's looking really nice. I really like that. Alright, good people, that's it for this one. That was another fun photo adventure at one of my favorite places on earth. Isn't Zenith Beach just amazing? Such a cool spot. Anyway, if you're enjoying these videos and you want to be notified, please hit subscribe below, tickle the bell, and you'll get notified when the new video lands each week. And if you want to show me some love, why not drop a comment and let me know what your favorite shutter speed is when you're shooting moving water, and hit the like button. I'd really appreciate it. Alright, I'll see you in the next one. Peace!